What is up, guys? I know it's been a minute, but here's my review for Batman Returns. This film was harder for me to review than its predecessor, simply because you know this movie came out. I remember watching this film when it came out. This is probably the first Batman film I actually have a memory of. Like in '89, I was like 4, so I was a few years older, and the nostalgia for me with this movie hits a little harder than it does with the first one. But that being said, I'm gonna give you the best review that I can. So, first off, I'm gonna hit the things that I like about this film, and then I'm gonna give you my spoiler-free synopsis, and then I'm gonna give you the things that I didn't like. Okay, so first off, once again, the set. Tim Burton's set is fantastic. It's one thing that Tim Burton doesn't get enough credit for is the fact that his sets really pop and really come to life, and this is absolutely no exception. Even when they go back to places that you've been previously, it just looks new. Even as somewhere you've already been, they do a really good job of whether they're in a building or out on the street, giving you sets that just look beautiful and dark, and it's fantastic. If any Tim Burton movie, the background, the set itself is ridiculously fantastic. This makes no exception. The city once again feels like a living, breathing part of the film, and that's just not something that you get with other Batman movies. Now, the spoiler-free synopsis in this film: Batman is running across Catwoman, who is teaming with the Penguin to take over Gotham City. And Penguin is also assisted by Maxwell Schreck, who has his own motivations. And again, the acting in this film is great. Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer, Christopher Walken as Maxwell Schreck. Even though he's not listed here, he's really kind of a third villain for this film. But like I said, the acting, whether it's Pfeiffer and Walken, whether it's Keaton and any one of the 4 actors, when they're in the scene, just absolutely deliver. I think this is Keaton's better performance of the 3 Batman films that he's in. I think this is the one that he really does the best in as an actor. In the previous film, he kind of got outshined by Jack Nicholson, which is no offense, because Nicholson is a fantastic actor, but in this one, he 100%, I feel, carries the film a lot. Now, here's what I didn't like. And a lot of it has to do with the 2 villains in this, the headlining villains for this film. I'll start with the Penguin. DeVito does a great job as the Penguin, but my issue making the Penguin this deformed freak that lives in the sewers his entire life, it doesn't hit for me. I don't like it. I don't like it when when that's the route they go for the Penguin, for Oswald Cobblepot. I get it fits in this world. I just didn't like it for the character. Just didn't. And I prefer the Penguin, the way that he's written, the way that Colin Farrell plays him. Penguin is supposed to kind of walk in both worlds. He's kind of the bridge between traditional gangsters and then the super villains that show up in Gotham. He's kind of both. He's a procurer of illegal objects, and they don't really show that. Like he's just a deformed freak who just wants to murder children. Like I don't like that route, and I don't like the deformities, and it's odd. Also, the circus gang that he runs around with, again, Joker or I'm sorry, not Joker. I'm getting ahead of myself. Penguin is more of a traditional gangster. Yes, he walks in the supervillain aspect. He's kind of both, but he's much more of a traditional gangster with traditional henchmen. And the circus gang, I guess you could say, that feels much more Joker than Penguin. And I don't. Again, it's leading into the whole circus freak vibe for Penguin. I just didn't like it. Now Catwoman, being dropped out of a 60-story building makes her snap, go crazy, and become a crazy cat lady to the extreme. Again, I just didn't like it. Catwoman is a thief. Catwoman is tactical, but she's never not a thief, except for in this where she's crazed. I want to murder my boss, leather-clad fembot. I guess you could say I didn't like it. I get that it fits the world more, but I would have liked a more traditional depiction of Catwoman. Is my issue. So for me, Michael Keaton really does a great job in this film. DeVito and Pfeiffer are really good. Walken is fantastic, but that's just Christopher Walken being Christopher Walken. But those are the things I didn't like. I know I'm gonna get some blowback for this one, but I have this as probably my fourth favorite Batman film, and I'll give a ranking of these films after I finish Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, which I will be including the Batman, even though I'd already watched that. But I give this one a 6 out of 10, just because of the lingering stuff for me. It is really the biggest issue with this film. You should definitely watch it if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, watch it again. But let me know what you think. Stitch, duet, comment. What were your thoughts on Batman Returns?